What's up, Adord? What's up, Metal Barbie? How you guys doing? Hey, Yelnak. I'm getting set up here in a second. What's up, Falcon? How you doing, Yelnak? I'm really curious to hear what spells you think the new sorcerer should have. I missed the stream, Pixel stream, so I don't know what new sorcerer you guys are talking about. So what sorcerer are we talking about? Hey, Bolt. I'm just waiting for my Twitch to load up and then I'll be It's the one we voted for a couple of months ago. Yeah, I'm not aware of the what you guys are talking about. I don't know what's going on. If you want a perfect dragon, perfect sorcerer, in my opinion, give it Spell Flux, Light Northern Lights, or Invincible Shield, Lightning Resist, and what else can you give them? I'm gonna make sure I check it out after stream. I don't want to, do it now because I just came online. Um, so yeah, I would pick my perfect sorcerer dragon would be Spell Flux, okay, Spell Flux, Northern Lights, Lightning Resist, and Chaos. Basically, Fey with Spell Flux instead of the Ice Shock. Hold on, I'm checking your line. I'm checking the line now. Become a designer. Dragon Lord, the dragon design needs some spells. Click the link. Alright, so I will definitely submit it. Actually, it looks cool as hell. I love the way it looks. I've seen the pictures of it before. Um, but yeah, I would have to put some serious thought into it. But uh, Northern Lights, definitely the light version of it. Um, Lightning Resist, 100%. So Lightning Resist and Northern Lights for sure. And then I would have to think about um, I'll have to think about the other two spells. But one of them would be either Ice Shock or Spell Flux. More likely Spell Shock. I mean Spell Flux. And then yeah, I don't know what else. But keep in mind that I'm not that high of a level, so I don't know exactly all the cool spells that are at the later stage of the game. So I might be missing some awesome spell that I haven't get to use yet. So all right, so what I'm planning to do tonight is I plan to obviously run these missions. Then I'm gonna farm some chests. So I will be flying my whole roster. Um, and then while we're waiting for it to heal, I might be answering some questions regarding like base building tips. I know I'm not an expert at it, but I think I improved a lot in that aspect. So I just if anybody needs any help, I might be willing to share some tips and just answering questions in chat. But yeah, we'll see where that takes us. Hey Minion, how you doing? It does look awesome, Falcon. I really like the way it looks. Hey coach, can you give advice on the best dragon choice for a perch depending on tier? It doesn't depend on the tier really. So it depends on what you want out of your island, right? So I am I am a fan of hunter dragons, um, because they just increase the flat damage, um, increases. So all your hunters, legendary hunters, are gonna give you a tower attack boost. All your sorcerers are gonna give you a super shot boost, and all your warriors are gonna give you a tower health boost. Okay, so it just depends what you want out of your towers. Now I prefer on my like high damaged island, I prefer to have increased damage. So that's why I put hunters on that perch. It's not really dependent on the tier you're at. It's just what you want to get out of that island. You know, if you have a decoy island, for example, you know, you just have something to slow down the enemy, and you have it with some like mage towers, then it might be cool. Um, if you're already gonna burn their mana, I mean their rage, might put a sorcerer on there to increase the super shot, you know, damage and output. I don't know. It's just I haven't put much thought in it. I just like to have tower increase on my kill islands. Tower attack increase. Hey Starwinds 72, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow, Dragon's Lair 10. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy it. Now the people that are used to my stream, I made a new layout, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you like it. I'll take any feedback if you guys have anything on it. But yeah, I just decided to change it a bit today, and I'm liking it so far. So yeah, let me load this for later. Hey Dopish, hey Cuball, how you guys doing? Thank you for the follow, Hassan. I'm not sure if my follow notifications are popping up, but I'm gonna try to keep an eye on it and see if they work properly. But yeah, so let's start with this. I'm also trying to go with the low, music today because I've had issues with my videos being copyrighted. So the portions of my videos are always like mute if you're trying to watch them again after the stream. So I'm trying to, today I'm gonna test it out and see how it goes without basically any music. I know it's like a little low in the background. Hopefully that doesn't affect it. So I know I have one more dragon to fly for multipliers, and then we'll go. Then we'll just hit people's bases for chests. Everybody that's new to the stream, welcome. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I'm sure many of you came from Pixel Stream. I really appreciate it. Appreciate the support. If you do enjoy it, please do follow the channel. Hey Dan, how you doing? Also, Adored is in the chat today. He's um, one of the founders of WarDragons.info. He's another creator faction member, and he's really good at building bases. But he has a large waiting line for that. Also, he makes Instagram posts basically every day about the upcoming news, like the events that are going to be happening, all kinds of informational stuff about the War Dragons game. So make sure you guys follow him on Instagram. I'll paste his Instagram account here in a bit after I finish this flight. But yeah, make sure you guys follow him. He is the fastest person that puts up news on the Instagram. So if you follow him, you'll always be ahead of the game. So his Instagram is in chat right now. Make sure you follow it. AD0R3D. Should I focus on my dragons more than islands? I feel like I'm stuck in my level. Yes, you should always have your dragons higher than stronger than your base. Because if you just focus on building up the base, you will really have a hard time beating the bases that are around your level, because your dragons are so far behind. So you always want to have your dragons stronger than your base. I think a good method for you to do to make sure that your base is not too high is occasionally make sure you try taking the bases that are around your level. Make sure you can take them with your dragons that you have that are not divine, so that are not seasoned dragons. So your breeding dragons, the regular dragons, make sure you're able to take the bases around your level with them. Bases that are labeled challenging are killing you. So how many levels higher than you are those bases? If you can't, you obviously have to slow down a little bit with your base building and just focus up on your dragons. I got a new setup for my base. Can you take a look at it? Yeah, I can take a look at it, Dopish. Make sure you send me a mail in game, and when I finish flying these dragons while they're healing, I will take a look at it while we have a break. Tribble, I agree and I disagree with you. What I'm saying is, if you just keep leveling your base and not breeding as the same time as you leveling, then your divine dragons will be capped. So for example, if you want to, evolve your divine dragon to sapphire level, you must have um, bred a legendary sapphire already. But if you're way behind it on your breeding wise, then you'll be stuck with your divine dragon not being able to be evolved. So you have to have a good balance between the regular dragons and your base. Really has a great dragon check-in where you can see what level your dragon should be at your base level. Also, what dragons you should have. Yeah, I haven't checked her website yet lately, but if she does, then that's great. Yeah, I agree. I agree that as long as you have them at breedable, you're fine. But the question in hand was, should a person focus on leveling the base or breeding dragons? And that's what I was basically answering to. I'm the type of player that I don't bench my dragons until they're expert. I like to have all my dragons at expert, and I'm way ahead of my level. So the dragons that I have are pretty good and competitive with the divine dragons that I have. Will Twitch notify you when I broadcast? That's in your settings. So if you go to your settings, you can turn the notifications off or on. That's not up to me. But as long as you turn them on, yeah, you will get the notifications whenever I broadcast. And then I broadcast a lot. I think I broadcast the most out of all the War Dragon streamers. So yeah. For example, myself, I have a couple of streams that I have my notifications on. And then I have some streams that I follow, but I don't need to be notified when they're live. So I turn them off. The base that I gave you the other day, yeah, it went away literally the next day. But yeah, I do have two more bases that might be good for you. After I finish flying this base, I will open them up, and they're rather easy as well. So um, I'll show them on my screen, and then you can write it down or check the team they're on. But yeah. Yeah, so I know Red has a lot of good breeding guides. There's a bunch of guides on wardragons.info that you guys should follow. Um, but yeah, just make sure you have a plan. Don't breed blindly. I have, a, I have the feeling you can't hold the dragons at some point of base level. I need more than 1 million tokens to finish Sapphire, and in 16 levels, I would be able to breed Garnet. All the new tiers are made for players with credit card addiction game. Um, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to get eggs. Um, obviously. What level are you in game, Tribble? Well, I'm gonna open these bases just so you can check them out both. So the first base is Sloppy Dragons. Um, I'm level 127. I already have Secum. It's about to be out of the incubator. And next event, basically next week, I'm getting Scorchel. During the in between that breeding event and the next breeding event, I will be getting Quetz, back breeding it with Scorchel and Secum. And then on the breeding event afterwards, I will be getting Iteru. After Iteru, I'm getting Hosset, and then after Hosset, I'm getting my first Garnet. So, um, as long as you have a good breeding guide, obviously your base at some point is going to go higher than your dragons, unless you play it really, really slow. But I think the key is to be level around 120-ish once when you start getting your first sapphires. Because if you are above that, then you will be challenged by the bases that are uh, around your level. This is the other base Bolt my way. Now, both of these bases give me max experience. What's the on X bases? How many times a day should you lose to the base to feed it? I don't feed the base at all. That doesn't have anything to do with anything. If that person goes inactive, that base is gonna be closed down because he's inactive. If he's doing something fishy, that base is gonna be banned. You don't really have to feed it. I never feed my bases that I fly. Thank you for the follow, Cherokee. You can't see how you get to 120s. Well, I'm not spending on the game, so I'm a free-to-play player. I farm a lot of chests. I farm a lot of chests. I save them and I open them only during breeding event and fortification event. Now lately I've been starting to open it every event. So whatever I save up during the previous event, I open at the next event. So yeah, I pretty much focus on saving all my speed ups for the fortification event. So yeah, I've been playing. How do I farm chests? So basically, what I'm doing right now, I'm just flying all my dragons against the bases that are close to my level, that are capable of dropping me chests. So I just, fly all my dragons against these bases, wait till they heal, then fly again. And then basically I don't open anything until the next event, and then I open them all at the beginning of the next event. So for example, right now I have, I don't know, 10 chests, whatever. I opened it right before the stream. So whatever I farm during this event, I will be opening at the beginning of breeding event next week. And that's how that's how I've been playing since I was level 50. Now, in the past, before I hit this level, I used to farm around 5 to 800 chests every event. So, and then I would open them only at breeding events and only at fortification events. So, before every breeding event, I would open around 1,000 to 1,500 chests, and the same thing I would do for fortification event. And that's how I maximized my, egg tokens and my speed ups. What about armor? What do you mean? What do you mean by armor? How do you get from weekly event? Oh, so you mean like PvP events? How do I do well in those? Well, lately I've been opening, like I said, lately I've been opening chests every event just to make sure that I have some energy packs and some inner fires and stuff. Uh, but yeah, I have a like once I run out of all of those, so I can get armor for my dragon from weekly event. I don't know what exactly you mean by that. You mean like aesthetics, like just for the looks of your dragon? I'm 133, finished platinum tier, and we'll be able to get at least one sapphire next breeding event. Let's be honest, they bring out new tiers because there are players who spend $1,000 each month and more, so they make the prices ridiculous high. Normal players won't be able to get the tier finished in 3 months. Meanwhile, these players do it in a week. The players that are at the high level tier and that are waiting for the new tiers to be released, of course they will finish it faster because they're just saving all the all the breeding tokens because they have nothing else to breed until the new tier comes out. Um, like I said, I was finished with platinum tier when I was 108. Um, Actually, no, I'm lying. 114. I finished platinum tier when I was 114. Got my first platinum. I mean, my first sapphire. He has 5 more days in the cooker, so I got him last breeding event. I'll get my second sapphire, and I'm 127. So mostly it's just the making sure you have a good breeding path. And if you do want to, Curtis hit me. Let's watch Curtis because it took him 2 dragons to finish it. Um, but yeah, it is hard. I mean, like I'm not gonna get to Emerald tier before Obsidian tier comes out. It's a constant catch-up game. But but yeah. Okay, so you use Borge and then clean me with Sage. Okay, let me get my other phone. Okay. The like Nash said, armor is just for looks. Um, doesn't benefit your dragon much. But yeah, I understand that you know it's hard to catch up on high tiers. Um, but that's just how it is. If you're a seasoned player, if you are very high level, if you played for a long, long time, you will be at that level. If not, yeah, you're not gonna. Um, you're always gonna be playing catch up. Got a hate flying tank without boosts. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely triple. You're 100% right. Because you can actually buy your way to a high level. But and I have my theory is if you want to spend money, that's great. I would always suggest though learn about the game first, learn the mechanics, learn how it goes, learn what pitfalls you might uh, face if you do spend money. But if you once you know that, then go all out. I have nothing against that. What I what I notice is there is a lot of players in the game that just bought their level, and their bases are poorly constructed. They don't have dragons that are equal to their player level, so they're basically useless once they get to that high level. Um, so yeah, I might beat you to Emerald at this pace. Let's hope I do, DJ. Let's hope I do. By the way, welcome to the stream, man. I missed you. You haven't been in here in a long, long time. I hope all is good in real life and stuff. Kangaroo, what's up, man? How you doing? Or lady, I'm sorry. It's just a word that I use a lot. Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. A team person said I can't have two bases that is. You can't have two bases. You mean like two accounts? Sounds good, Ken. Do you mean like two separate accounts? Okay, so the thing on that is, you shouldn't have two accounts on the same device. So there's nothing wrong with you having like one account on one phone and then another account on another phone. What is, I guess, frowned upon. I don't know if it's against the terms because I haven't read the terms. Um, you shouldn't have two accounts on same phone because it can cause your accounts to get bugged. So if you have two different phones, you're all good. Two different accounts. That's how it's supposed to be. Uh, I guess what is not legal to do against terms is just to have like multiple accounts on one phone. Also sharing accounts with other, your teammates, with friends, whatever. Basically one phone, one account, one player. And then if you have two phones, then it's fine. Three phones, three accounts. Four phones, four accounts. Yeah, so you're fine. You're fine then. Um, one more time, guys. So Adored is in the chat right now. He's one of the Creator Faction members. He is one of the founders of WarDragons.info. Um, he has an Instagram account where he puts all his, posts about the upcoming events, about the dragon informations, about, I don't know, everything involving the War Dragons. So if you guys would kindly give him a follow on Instagram, this is his Instagram account. Please do follow him. He's also one of the best base builders in the game. He builds bases, but I know that his waiting line is long, so I don't know how he goes about that, but that's another thing he does. So please make sure you check out his Instagram account and give him a follow. He's a great supporter of the stream, contributor as well. So yeah, if you do have Instagram, make sure you guys follow him. Yeah, Twitch. I've been streaming for a while now. This is not the first game that I streamed. I used to stream other PC games, but right now I'm just playing this game, and this is the only thing that I stream. I actually stream a lot, so I usually stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday are morning times, Eastern time. So from like 9:30 in the morning until noon or 11:30, depending on if there is a lot of stuff to do. If there is not, there is only a 1 hour stream or something like that. And then on Wednesdays it's a late stream, usually after Pixel stream, like I'm streaming right now. And also I throw in one or two streams over the weekend at random times if I have extra time. So yeah, the schedule is below. If you scroll down, you will find it. There might be some schedule changes in the near future, but as of now, those are the times that I stream at. Okay, we have one more dragon. Then I'm gonna check these bases that I have in the mailbox. We'll see if I can give any tips on those. Now, also while I'm streaming, I know there's quite a bit of people here right now. So my team is still recruiting. We're recruiting players above level 200. The team is six weeks old. We started fresh, made up out of the diamond players. I think we have 7 level 300 and higher players, about 20 level 200 players, and the rest is above 100. But right now we're just recruiting above 200 players. If you guys are interested, shoot me a mail in game or online. So yeah. Wishing you a team to join. They're newbie friendly. Yeah, there's a lot of teams. Actually, there's a lot of teams that are recruiting new players. I can possibly help you out with that. I know there's a lot of people that are recruiting in my channel here. So during stream, you'll always see people looking for players, and sometimes they do look for new players, for the new incoming players. So yeah, I can definitely try to help you out. If you send me a mail in game, that'd be great, and I can try to hook you up. Drac Attack 01, thank you. Game name is Starwinds. Okay, I'll make sure I hit you up. Actually, our war just ended. They didn't put up any fight. Let's see how well we're doing. We're second right now. Are we in top 50 right now? We're exactly 50th now. So we'll be going to diamond next shift, I think. So we will see how that goes. But yeah, this is our team right now. 1911 rating. Yeah, this is pretty much our roster. There's a lot of high levels. We are recruiting only players above 200 right now. So yeah, if you're interested, please do apply. And we'll see what we can do. I think we have 1 spot or 2 spots open right now. Obviously, they just kicked somebody. I think I think we have another 300 coming in tonight. But yeah. Alright, so let me see these. Dopish. Dopish sent me a mail about his base. Dopish, are you still here? Dopish. Are you here, brother? Coach, what are Divine Dragon Fragments? I got 2 of them in the fortification event, and I don't know how. Divine Dragon Fragments. Honestly, I do not know what that is. At least off the top of my head, I would have to see. I actually do not know what that is. I mean, I know there is this divine egg in your incubator that you collect. That might be what it is. You collect the fragments to gain that egg that's in your incubator. It's a divine egg. So that might be what it is for. I'm not really sure. If I drop $100, could you guide me to use it the best way? Since you're new to the game, I would advise you, like I said earlier, just get into the groove of the game a bit, learn ins and outs of it, learn what to not to do and what to do. Um, I wouldn't drop $100 straight off the bat right now because obviously you just started playing. Just make sure you kind of do your research of what's the good things to do, what are the bad things to do, and then when you feel comfortable with the game, that's when you should start spending. But yeah, I can definitely help you out um, on guiding you how to spend it and when is the best time to spend it. But like I said, it's not I wouldn't recommend that for a new player. So Dopish, I don't know if you're here. So if you're not here, I'm not gonna check your base right now. Um, because I don't want to, just comment on it and you're not in here. Starwinds, yeah, I can send you a. I'll send you a base, Starwinds, and then I'll check your base. Okay, so max fucking one. Let's see. Let's see your base. I mean, it's decent length. It's not too long. I like it. Um, I'm not a fan of having all the resource buildings on the short island, just because they do not um, get benefits from the perch. So your perch is being wasted. So let's say you put a warrior dragon on your perch, which is supposedly increasing the health points of your towers. Well, your resource buildings are not considered towers, so you do not get um, the benefits on resource buildings. Dopish, I haven't yet. I mean, I tried to, but you weren't in here. So once I finish with this base, I'll check out yours again. And there is a few things that I would change if I were you, Dopish. Um, but I mean, your base is good. I like that you are focusing on leveling your middle island. That's the tip that I usually give. Make sure you're leveling up your towers um, on your strongest islands rather than bringing all your towers in the base that you own to the same level. Um, I would, if you decide to stick with this, if you decide to stick with this layout, um, the changes that I would make is first of all, let me make sure. Max, are you on here? Are you in the chat? Can you hear me talking? Oh, that's you, Tribble. All right, cool. So I'm gonna change it to this, and then I will show you what I would do um, if I were you. Okay. So let me just clean up uh, these towers. So this is another feature that I put up today to my stream. Just being able to build a base on the fly for somebody that's watching. So you have your decoys here, the beginning of the base with your mage towers. That's fine. If you decide to stick with your lumber mills and farms on the short island right here, so if you decide to stick with that, on this middle island, my my preference is to have a blue tower in the front. So regardless of what setup you're running, I always like to have blue tower in front. So you already have a high level blue tower. Um, so I would put your 34 level. Actually, so your 34 tower would be here. Obviously, your flag tower will be up here because it's at the front to get your shot off. Unfortunately, there is no icon for the flag tower, so just imagine that that first position right there is the flag tower. Um, so after that, yeah, you can keep your storm tower in the middle, which is level 34. Now it's usually a good idea to have um, I would put your ice turret on this side so you can guard your blue tower. So your ice turret would be down here, and your mage tower would be in the back there, where it is right now. And your flag tower will be up there. Your lightning tower positions are really good. I like them. Um, the only thing that I don't like is not having a second um, blue tower in the back of the middle island. But if you decide not to go with it, that's fine. Um, you can even leave your back of your island same way it is. It's just a preference if you want to put it in the left slot or the bottom spot, your red tower. Um, so yeah, the swap that I would made is the swap that I made on the front of your island, just because you want your blue tower to be up front, because sometimes the players will be able to get off the thunderstorm or some blue spell before as soon as they turn, before they're in reach of your blue tower. So this having it at front eliminates that chance. Um, you know, that's basically the only change that I would make to your island, really. Like I said, I'm not a well. The way my base is set up is pretty much uh, when I make bases for people, I usually um, make two islands strong bases. What I mean by that, I make sure that their middle island is strong and their short island is strong. And then on the short island, I usually put the dark flag tower. Um, so if I was making a base, right? So this would might be a setup that I would go for. So I would put the red mage and blue mage up front. I would put um, turret in the middle. I would put storm tower on the side of the blue mage tower. And then here I would put a fire turret. Then in the back here, I would put a blue tower up here, which eliminates if a person who is flying against you, if they kill your blue tower, by having another blue tower right here, they won't be able to get the blue spell off. And then I would just keep these three lightning towers. So that would be like in my mind right now, as the with Kineris flying and stuff like that, this would be a perfect setup for it. And then on the short island, the setup that I would make would be so this would be a flag tower. So whatever it's flag tower, you would be here would be a blue tower. Right here, I have another storm tower. I would have a blue mage tower, an ice turret, and then I would make sure to put my resource buildings in the back. Usually I will put a blue tower here, fire turret there, storm tower there, blue tower, red tower there, and then, it can be a cannon, another fire turret, depending on what you have. But the main two islands that I usually build are are the middle island that you see right now that I just made, and the short island with the flag tower and storm towers. But this is like the if I do make bases for my teammates, try to help them out, this is how it would look. All right, so Dopish, are you here? So let's reset that. You're welcome, Tribble. Anytime, man. I appreciate you asking. So Dopish, are you here? I just want to make sure that your base, that you're here when I talk about your base, Dopish. Reload this. Now, if you guys have any like basic questions, shoot them while I'm making these bases. All right, Dopish. So I'm just gonna try to get your setup right here. So just give me a second. So obviously you don't have this island on your base. All right, so basically, I would probably give you the same advice I did to Tribble. All right, Bolt, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. So what I would do, I would swap your blue and red tower. I'm aware that you don't have a blue tower in the back of your base. But yeah, if you do not wish to change that, then you can just leave your middle island as it is. And then on your short island, I notice that you have this is your flag tower. On your short island, you have an ice turret right here, which is 29. You have mage tower 22. You have another mage tower 22. And you have a fire turret that's 29. So basically, a lot of players right now fly with Chineras. So to counter Chineras, your islands that do a lot of damage, you have to make sure that they have storm tower, blue tower, and red tower, all three of them. If you do have all three of those towers on one island, and if you do have those three towers, Chineras Dodo is going to focus on your storm tower. If it does focus on your storm tower, you will have time to burn it down with your flag tower, with your fire turret, with whatever you have on that island before it's able to pop. Before it's able to pop the invisibility shield, right? So there's two ways you can go about that. Either instead of your fire turret or your ice turret, you should put a cannon tower there, because the Dodo is going to focus on the blue tower first, and after it kills it, which is going to be really fast, they will pop up a shield. So then you have to be fast to react and shoot a super shot with your cannon tower. Another thing is to have a storm tower. With the storm tower, Dodo will focus on the storm tower, and that will give you time to burn it before it casts its invisibility shield. So on your middle island, you have cannon tower, you have mage tower, blue and red mage tower, ice turret, and storm. That's great. Then you have your lightning towers in the back, which is always good because they have the longest range. So you always want to have your lightning towers in the back of your long islands. And then on your short island, you have a really high level flag tower. But if you're flying against, uh, you know, Kineris or Borge, your support towers are not that high of a level, so you won't get the most out of your flag tower. So yeah, I would definitely put the definitely put a storm tower on your middle island, on your short island, sorry. And then I would basically just swap your either your ice turret with the storm tower that you have on your first island, or the fire turret with the storm tower on your first island. But I mean, overall, it's a decent base. Um, so yeah. All right, let me check out Starwinds really quick. Now, Starwinds, your level. What level are you? You're level 39. Oh yeah, Dopish. I will. After I finish these bases, I'll show you some of the defenses of my base, because I think that I have a perfect setup on my short island. Basically, this setup that I have right now, Adored made for me. So he's the person that I've probably learned the most about the base making. So I will show you how it looks like uh, with the setup that I have. So Starwinds. Um, I'm gonna turn it to the game so you can see what I'm looking at. So for your level, your base is too long, okay? So another thing that will be useful to you is do not build ballista towers and do not level ballista towers. They're the worst towers in the game and they're useless. So if you do want to change your base up and follow my advice, um, here I will make the base for you right now on the stream, and then you can screenshot it and or either just rewatch it afterwards and just check it out. So your highest cannon tower is level 12, so let's put a level 12 cannon tower right there. Let's put a blue mage tower up front. Your highest level blue mage tower is 11. And then let's put a storm tower in the middle. We're gonna replicate my base. So your highest storm is 12. In the back here, we're gonna put a red mage tower, which is gonna be your level 11. And then instead of these ice turret, because you don't have access to them yet, we're gonna put a trebuchet. So that's gonna be your short island right there. You're not gonna use any of these islands. You're too low of a level to be using that. I'm 127, and I'm not using this island either yet. So the general tip is build your base up rather than build it out. So what that means is just build your towers up instead of building more and more towers. And then just level the select few that you had. So this should be your short island right there. And then on your first island, you want to put your resource buildings. You want to put 2 in the front. Now this is just preference. I just like to do it this way. And it works for me. So you want to put 2 resource buildings in front and 2 resource buildings in the back. And then let's see what you got here that you can work with for the rest of these spots. So you have some archers, you do have an ice turret. Okay, sorry. So instead of this trebuchet, we're gonna put an ice turret, which is only level 4 for you. Then we're gonna put another blue tower right here, which is gonna be level 11. Now in the back here, we can put a trebuchet, which is gonna be 12. Now you do have only one storm tower. So we're gonna put a blue tower, the red tower right here, which is gonna be level 10. We can put an archer right there, 12. We're gonna put cannon tower right here. Another cannon tower, which is gonna be level 12. And then what's another thing we can put in the back? So we can put another trebuchet because they're high damage at your level. So this is how your base should look like, really. Can you hear me? Starwinds, can you guys hear me in the chat? Okay, Starwinds. So this is what your base should look like, in my opinion, for your level. And then just make sure you're leveling up those towers. The reason I didn't put any, lightning towers is because they're good when you have a couple of them in the back. So if you have 2 or 3, 2 lightning towers, then you would probably replace the cannon tower and trebuchet tower that are by your red tower in the back, because they get increased damage when they're close to each other. But I think this base should do you good if you just focus on leveling it up and stop, making more towers and expanding your base. So just keep upgrading these towers and don't make any more. Alright, so that's it for the bases right now. Alright, so we won the war, yay. Alright, so Dopish, we can check out some of the defenses that I have on my base. Now, a lot of these attacks I didn't defend. Okay, this is a victory. And this is again Sage. I don't know what level again. So this is my my short island. It's basically what I said. It's a storm, blue and red, and then ice turret and dark flag tower. So basically you'll see the damage that I do to Sage here. Now, my towers are very high level for my level, because I've been, I had good advice since I started playing the game, so I didn't build out, I just build up. So my 127 level, my dark flag is level 35, my ice turret is level 35, my mage, red, and storm are 30. So they will put out more damage than you, because Dopish, because you kind of have your levels spread out over the towers. But my towers, like, it's really rare when somebody can one dragon me, unless they're much higher level than me. So let me try to find some more. No, I remember this guy attacked me, and this was without defending. So my teammate just joined to watch. So bear in mind that there are no super shots in this attack. But again, this is against Sage. And he goes down pretty fast. Alright, who did I miss? Tribble, thank you for the follow. Jono2004, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Now I have to fix my notifications later, but yeah, for now it's okay. So let's see some of the defeats that I had, but I want to see where I defended. This is Terran. I don't know what level though. Let's see how he does. How you doing, John? Welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, so he didn't use any defense and stuff. And this is obviously high level Terran. What if one has Death Gaze to kill your Blue Mage Tower and then shield? Or is your Red Mage protecting the bottom left spot? Yes, that is an opportunity, but I've never had it happen to me. So people don't do that usually. And trust me, sometimes if the players are slow, like you really have to be fast, because if I'm defending, I'm pre-firing the Storm Tower even before you turn. So unless you're really quick on your Death Gaze or on your Umbral Strike, it's gonna be shielded by the time you get your Death Gaze in. Yes, if they get my if it's a Tengu in this case, like I'm gonna say right now, I've never been attacked by just a Tengu as a lead. Okay, so I don't actually know how Tengu would do. But let's say Terran, equips Death Gaze and kills my Blue Mage Tower. My damage is gonna kill his shield, and my super shot from the Red Mage Tower will burn his rage for him to pop another one. Um, like it's really rare that people take my short island while I'm defending it. Again, if they're not level 250 or something. So if you guys want to test my base, you can attack. You can attack right now, um, and I'll defend, and you can see how it feels to attack against this short island. So if you do guys want to attack, my in-game name is same as Twitch name, code JPop. So feel free to attack me. Now we have most of my dragons are healed, so we're gonna run another round of chests. And then just let me know if you want to attack me, and then if you want to attack without defense, you can go ahead and do that as well, just to get a feel on how that short island works. But yeah, one more thing, guys. If you guys do enjoy it, make sure you follow my YouTube channel. The link is in the chat. If you type !YouTube, the link will pop up, and just subscribe to it. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can get a custom link. Right now it's just randomly generated. But yeah, I'd appreciate that. So basically your island is based on drawing attention away from your flag. Well, my short island is built based on a thought that I have 4 defensive towers and 1 huge damager. And if you do try to focus on the damage tower, you will die, because there will be a shield coming in from Storm. I will burn your rage with my 2 mage towers, and there will also be a damage reduction shield from the ice turret. If you do not focus on it, you are going to take a lot of damage. So basically the only way you're going to survive is if you're a way higher dragon level dragon than me. Or if you're like some divine dragon, like um, one dragon that's really bad from a base is Scar, because he can spell flux my two mage towers and then just run through my base. But other than Scar, rarely who can solo my base. Even Scar is really hard for them to to get my base with one dragon. Usually people who take my base with Scar, they just lead with Scar and then they follow up with Kineris once they cleaned up the mage towers. Falcon. Want to take a look at my base? I'm transitioning into a short base. Focus on the middle Long Island. Yeah, I can check it out real quick, Falcon. I hope that tower in the front that's probably upgrading is gonna be your blue tower. Another thing, Falcon, you want to put your lightning towers. So put your two lightning towers, instead of having them there, put them in the back, like right here. Because they have a high range and they will shoot before the dragon reaches them. If you put them up here, you're not going to get as much as you would if you put them in the back of your base. I do think you need more mage towers. I'm a fan of defensive bases. Um, Thank you for the follow, Misty. I appreciate it. Knox, I am in Sapphire 1 and we're going to be in Diamond next league reshuffle. Our team is pretty new, 6 weeks old. We started from the scratch and we've been warring a lot the past 6 weeks. We're going to be in Diamond next week. What about you, Knox? What level are you in game? So Falcon, yeah, I would put your lighting towers in the back and then replace them with like either with fire turret and a storm tower. But then yeah, it's a preference thing. I like to have blue and red on every um, island. So you're cutting it short here without a red mage. You're cutting it short here without a blue mage. But that's just me. I'm just a defensive. No, Falcon. Move this storm tower that's right here. Move it right here. Move this lightning tower instead of this fire turret, and then swap the fire turret with the archer. Then swap the lightning tower with the archer. And then here, put your blue mage tower up front here. Put your red mage tower on the other spot where your blue is right now. Put the storm tower that you moved up from here. Put it in the here on the back left side. Put your ice turret in the middle, and put your fire turret where your ice turret is. Make sure your lightning towers are in the back. You hate the restructure of the leagues. I actually like it because it promotes competition. Before the restructure, the people were used to just being complacent in their leagues, and they're just doing like one war a week just so they can stay in the league. What the league structure did is it made it more competitive, and people need to war in order to stay in their leagues and move up. So yeah, I do like the league restructure. Where did that lightning? Oh, okay. So there's red mage tower. It's like I said, Falcon. It's just a preference thing. And if it works for you, then that's great. It does suck when half of your team is inactive. That's the point. it doesn't promote people being inactive anymore because you actually have to war. So just find a new team, man. But yeah, Falcon, there's not one way to make bases. You know, it's just I just have that style of being a defensive base. Um, but there are other ways to build a base that are also successful. So you just gotta find your um, what you like. I'm a person that like a lot mage towers. And once you get to higher levels, I think that's more beneficial than just having um, a brute force basis. Because I think that at lower levels, if you do have brute force bases with a less defense, with less mage towers, you can get away with it because people that attack are usually people with warriors. Once you get to high levels, you're not gonna encounter many warrior flyers. It's gonna be hunter flyers and sorcerer flyers that are countered with mage towers and storms. So it depends what level you are. It depends on your preference, and you just have to find a good balance between. Yes, John, I can. Make sure you send me a mail in game so I can just look up your base from the mail. So yeah, just send me a mail in game. My in game name is same as Twitch name, Coach J Pop. So just send me a mail and I'll open your base after I finish flying these couple more dragons that I have for chests. So my charger is not working. Awesome. What level are you, John? Again, I went over a couple of basic tips earlier when I was making a couple of bases and talking about them. So make sure you can also rewatch these broadcasts that I have on my YouTube channel. So just make sure you subscribe it, and I usually post it after my stream. And then if you miss anything, you can just go back and check it out. You're 103, okay. Yeah, I'll check your base out after I finish these couple more dragons. And then I'm not gonna be online for much longer. Probably gonna check your base out and then go offline. But I'll probably be streaming tomorrow morning as well. So you guys make sure you tune in. So yeah, just send me an email. I have 5 more dragons to fly, and then I will check it out. You got so much wrong info. Is that what you said? Is that what you tried to say? Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I was lucky to when I just started playing to be in a group of people that gave me good advice, and then I researched a lot about it myself, and then some opinions changed, but yeah, I think I'm doing pretty well. I still haven't gotten a mail from you, so just send it, and then I will check it out in a bit. The reason I'm attacking these long bases is because the longer the base, the easier it is, and I get more opportunities for chests. So when I farm chests, I always make sure to hit long bases so I can kill the maximum amount of monuments, which drop the chests. And that's pretty common sense, but yeah. I love flying against long bases. Very easy to fly. I can take up to like level 240 probably long bases if they're bad. Um, but I can take a pretty high level bases. Thank you for the follow. Cannot log in. 1234. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, my notifications are messed up a bit, so I apologize for that. But welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. All right, three more dragons. Well, two more dragons, and then I'll check out your base, and then we'll probably be going off. And then I'll be on again tomorrow. Cool, 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 cool. Again, I appreciate everybody that's new here that stopped by. Um, Thank you. Thank you for the follows today. I think we've had 10, 10, 8, 8, 9, or 10. I'm not sure. Um, but thank you. If you did enjoy it, make sure you follow the YouTube channel. You can also join our line group where I put up notifications when I'll be going live, what I'm going to stream about, and stuff like that if you do have line. And there is also a lot of knowledgeable people in the group. If you guys have any questions, I'm sure you'll get them answered in there. So we got Terran more to fly. Again, for the new people, I hate warriors. I don't fly warriors at all. I mean, the only reason I'm flying them is because I don't have any other dragons. All my dragons are expert and weaker than what I have. So I usually never fly Terran. As soon as my second gets out of the incubator, Terran is going to be benched. Once you get to higher levels, you'll find that warriors are really not good, that they're useless, in my opinion. My favorite class is sorcerers. You're 105. Cool. I like this event as well. Unfortunately, I only have like 40 energy packs. So what we will do is I will probably stream tomorrow when the event starts. We're gonna fly like, I don't know, 100 energy, and then I will stream one more time on like Sunday when we will run 400 energy or 300 energy, um, and that will be it for the event. We'll see how far that gets us. But yeah, I love this event as well. All right, so let's check out your base, John. Okay, first thing that I would tell you off top of my head is um, Ruler of the Shadows 999. Welcome to the stream, man. I appreciate you following. Hope you enjoy it. So first thing that I would tell you is I don't know if this island is just a decoy island for you, but I mean these lightning towers are decent level, so you're not getting the most out of them here. Lightning towers are the towers in the game that have the longest range. So usually the best place to put your lightning towers are on your long islands, and make sure they're in the back portion of it. So also you have one lightning tower here. When they stand alone, they're useless because their damage gets multiplied when they are close to each other. So you probably want to put this lightning tower and these two lightning towers somewhere together, and preferably you want to put them in the back of your middle island or in the back of your first island. That's where you'll get most out of it. Um, Having two storm towers here is not that good, I guess. Um, you don't get much out of it by having them one right next to each other. Um, I don't know. I would probably take one of these red mage towers that you have here and insert them on this front part of the island. Like I said earlier, I'm sure you were here. I'm a fan of defensive bases, so I like to have a blue mage tower and a red mage tower at at every part of the island. So um, I don't know how would you construct it. Maybe you can swap these two towers out, put a blue tower in front, um, put your fire turret in the back here because it also has a long range. Um, put the shadow. You can put a shadow. I mean a storm tower in the middle, so you can shield the whole island, and then put the hmm, and then put a red tower in the back here or right behind. So put your blue tower here instead of the actually let me just make it for you. It's gonna be much easier than me just telling you what to do. So just give me a second. So let's go back here. So put your blue mage tower here, put your red mage tower here, put the you can put your fire turret back here, storm tower in the middle, and then your flag tower right here. Now there's no icon for flag tower, so just that empty spot would be a flag tower. And then something you can do in the back is, either have your 3 lightning towers, however you want to put them, and then probably put another blue tower here, and then another red tower here. That's how I would probably make it, based off on your base. Also, your dark flag tower in the back, it's not doing anything. It has short range, so it will never get a chance to shoot it. So if you do not want to, if you want to use it somewhere else, make sure it's in the front lines of your island. So as soon as the dragons turn, so if I'm flying right here and I turn, I want dark flag tower to be right in front so you can get the shot off, because they have a really short range. And if you put them somewhere in the back, like you did here, they will never get a shot off, and they will get killed before you shoot it. So yeah, that's pretty much some tips off the top of my head. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then just play around. I mean, it takes a lot of watch your defenses, watch what dragons beat you, where do they beat you at the most, what is your weak points. Like, you have to study your own base to get the most out of it. You'll know what is the weakest part of your base, but just by watching your replays. But then again, another general tip, make sure you're leveling up the towers on one island. So pick a island that you want to be stronger. So it's usually your middle island, and just upgrade those towers up. Don't bring all your towers on all your islands to level, let's say, 24. It's okay to have like lower level towers on your like not important islands, and then make a really high level towers on your strongest island. It'll get you much further than having all the towers at an average level, which is a mediocre level for your base. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We've been on for about 2 hours, I think, hour and a half. So I'm going to be getting off here. I want to thank everybody who followed today. So let's just make sure we recognize everybody. Dragon's Lair, Hassan, Cherokee, Jack Attack, Triple, John, Misty, and Cannot Log In, Ruler of Shadows. Thank you guys for following. I appreciate you. I enjoyed having you in the stream. Hopefully you join tomorrow as well. I don't know exactly what I'll be doing tomorrow. Probably just flying my multipliers and then farming chests again, and then, as usual, answering any questions you guys might have. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you tomorrow.